ain't got everything we want, but we gon' be alright. We ain't got everything we want, but we gon' be alright. We ain't got everything we want, but we gon' be alright. We ain't got
This
everything
is
we
Raw
want, but we gon' be
Conversations.
alright.
We ain't got everything we want, but it's gonna be all right. But we gonna be all right.
We gonna be alright.
We gonna be all right.
Yes, ma'am.
Like where did the inspiration from that come from?
Having bills.
Having to deal with life.
I've been fortunate enough to live 35 years, and most of those years have been as a regular person with a regular job and regular problems. So,
Yeah.
not all raps can be flashy, and not all music requires flashiness, and not everything requires tears either. Sometimes you just need a quiet encouragement that you can vibe to.
That's what I love about music, though, because you can channel all of those different emotions, like on different tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but what this tells me, just this song, I'm not talking about nothing else, right? Just this song tells me that you have such a like a testimony, a story to tell, like somebody who has been through. Can I paraphrase it real quick?
Yeah,
And you
sure.
just kind of tell me if I'm somebody who has been through a lot of life, a lot of stuff outside of your control, you know, and then figuring out how to push through it, power through it, and still be creative and still be in touch enough to be able to give this type of message through your writing, you know what I'm saying, and through your music.
Yeah, definitely. I think the most important thing is to find the identity in that. Then secondly, remember that I'm not the only one, you know. And then immediately third after that is to become comfortable in what's not marketable, because they're not going to market encouragement in our community. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole nother.
So
Yeah.
I'm comfortable with the message because people feel the song because of the message. But if
People can relate to it. Like, I mean, if we just keep it real, right?
Yeah.
If we just pause and keep it real. We all go through certain things that we have to deal with in life. You know what I'm saying? So to be able to hear music that expresses, you know, the realness and the rawness of what you feel when you're going through those emotions. Like, yeah, you might have come out of the whole situation greater. But at the moments that you were actually battling those demons and those things that
You
were
gotta
outside of your
remember,
control,
it's gonna be all
it
right.
was what, crash out? Like,
Yeah.
what's the
crash out, fall
Craziness.
off, like all of that. And I think, obviously, everybody in the room is familiar with the industry. I don't know how unique hip hop or rap may be to what I'm about to say, but typically, in this specific genre, intelligence isn't marketed. You know what I'm saying? Especially emotional intelligence. It's usually, I'm mad, go crash out.
What's
I'm
catchy?
tougher than you. I got
Yeah.
more money than you. I look better than you. The body parts I just built look better than yours.
Not built.
You know what I'm saying?
Built.
Like, so to be able to step back and regardless of color or where you're from, to be able to say something as simple as it's going to be all right, even though we don't have everything we want, that is essentially what life is like on this earth.
Yeah.
I don't think even billionaires have everything they want.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's something that you have to wait for.
Yeah, and I think a portion of that it also is going with the titles and the stature according to society, right? But not really looking on as far as personal development and the inner part of you. You know what I'm saying? Because you can make a whole lot of money and be depressed and be suicidal
For
and
sure.
be your mental not be good.
For sure. Because a lot of people want stuff from you. You become a product. The richer you get, you become a product for somebody. You have to sell what you're good at.
Yeah.
And then people who are close to you typically want what you have to help themselves.
Yeah.
So that's a whole different kind of you're going to be all right. Because now you got the money to fix everything except your brain and your heart. So you still gonna have to listen. You know what I'm saying? That's why intelligence should be marketed in rap and hip hop more than it is, because you'll give all these young men this money,
Yeah.
but all they know to do is go to the strip club with it, or
Yeah.
spend it on a woman that doesn't deserve it, or spend it on a man that doesn't deserve it,
Yeah.
or family, because family was never trained
You know-
financially.
You know what I was
that kind of stuff.
Let me. I just have to take it back here. So I was listening to I like to listen to podcasts, right?
Mhm.
So I listening to a podcast that Jeezy, the rapper Jeezy, had, and he was talking about how him coming in the industry, he hit a height of success, and nobody had taught him while he was going through that process before he hit the height of success, like how to manage his money, how to make sure his mental health was good, how to make sure everything that would make him the best version of himself. Like, he wasn't taught like any of those things. So he found himself at a point in his career where it's like, oh, I hit this height. You know what I'm saying? But now I got to go back and actually do the work, to develop.
And I think that's, for me, it's fortunate that I didn't get popular before a certain age, because I'm in my mid-30s, so I had time to live life.
Right.
At the time to start and fail at marriage and other things like that, to where I learned lessons, digging myself out of holes with regular jobs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
To where it's like I can...
That real life.
Yeah.
Real life shit.
I can speak to that. And then as popularity and, a bigger pocketbook comes with being successful at what I work really hard to be successful at, which is music and media, it allows me to still have had so much experience as a regular adult to be able to speak to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
To where also it's taught me to make more sustainable money elsewhere, so I don't have to compromise the message.
Let me ask you a question. So you are from...
I'm from LA County, Pasadena,
Okay,
and
no,
Los Angeles, but I live in Dallas.
Pause.
Yes.
Pause. No.
Yes.
No. You are... I don't want to hear about counties. I don't want to hear about sub-counties. You are from what city?
Okay. Pasadena, Altadena. That's where I lived with my mom. And then with my dad, I lived in Watson, Gardena. So you split that up however you want.
Damn, so I guess LA County was accurate.
Yeah, exactly. That's the shorter answer.
You know what? That's crazy. Because I have some of the same experiences. I have family from Watts, and I went to a school a little bit in Inglewood when I was younger, and then South LA, and you know what I'm saying? I went to Gardena High.
So
you know what I'm saying? Dorsey. It's kind of like you... okay. I get it. I understand it. Okay, so what I want to ask you, a lot of those places are heavily populated with gang culture and poverty and what I like to say and what I truly believe is a lot of our communities and our families sweeping shit under the rug and not dealing with a lot of the stuff that we've grown up seeing. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so crazy because even now I say to myself, like, you meet other people in life and when they didn't grow up how you grew up, when you hear gunshots, you hear it differently, right? You listening for how far is they shooting from me? And what direction do I need to run it? Like, that is the type.
It's crazy.
But it's trauma.
I once got into a little friendly back and forth debate with a girl that I met in the South, because that's where I live, in the South now. And I was saying...
Shout out to the South.
Shout out to Dallas and Tyler, East Texas. I was telling her that when I lived in a certain part of town next to an airport, I slept the best because I was hearing airplanes and helicopters at night. And it reminded me of growing up in Watts.
You toxic that shit.
And she was like, she's from the country, so she was like, no, like airplane. She wants to hear crickets and nature at night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, as soon as I heard like the airport and helicopters and police sirens, it was like some of the best sleep I ever got, because it reminded me of growing up in Watts, which is crazy because it's like, I wasn't out there doing no crazy. I wasn't running from police or nothing like that, but it's just,
what you're exposed to.
That's what we were nurtured in. That's the environment we were nurtured in.
You know what's up.
Mm-hmm.
Without even saying it, without even talking about it, like you literally know what's up.
That's the environment we were nurtured in.
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this last question.
For sure.
First of all, I just want to tell you, I appreciate you.
I appreciate you.
I appreciate
everybody in the room. I appreciate you greatly.
I appreciate you, from a purpose standpoint, right? Because when we first launched this mental health through music program, and I was talking to Speech, and he was like, okay, here we got this person, we got that person. Like, he vouched for you, number one.
Thank you, Speech.
He had amazing things to say about you. But then also, when you enter those spaces, you pay attention to people as individuals, right? Even though we came together as a group and did X, Y, and Z, you know, you pay attention to people as individuals. And I've seen you grind. I've seen your dedication in a short period of time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen you, like, you're not flipping and flopping with none of this. It's very intentional for you. Sure. And I can see that by your movement, not by what comes out of your mouth. Because we got a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I'm used to that. Listen. Yeah. Save the words. What we doing?
Yeah.
You know?
That's one of the benefits of being halfway through your 30s when you start to pop off is you don't got time to waste.
So let me ask you a question. From where you grew up, from the environments that you have grown up into now, how are you able to shift your mentality from what you've seen and what you were exposed to being able to adjust, like opening up to a higher level just in life?
I think Nipsey has one of many great quotes. And he talks about
Don't you do it.
He talks about how it's hard to reach somebody who's in a survival mentality. Where like if you're starving for a plate, my message of higher intelligence and emotional intelligence doesn't matter because you're listening to your stomach.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And your stomach could represent anything. You're listening to that, whatever you have need to be satiated by. So the first step in the change of my mind really came from church. I grew up in church.
Yeah.
So when I lost everything, it wasn't like I was scared, so I went to church. It was just like I went to church. You know what I'm saying? And then what I heard at church made sense, and I told God, if you can make it make sense, I'll make it happen. And that changed my mind and my perspective about a lot of things. And not just going to church, but studying and learning what this is that my grandma was trying to teach me years ago.
Right.
But for people who...
Grandma's got wisdom. For all y'all that's not like, I don't want to hear it. They long-winded. Let me tell you something. You sit there for a good hour or two.
Facts.
You're going to walk away with some diamonds.
She'll change your life. And I think with most people, religion in 2025 is not going to do it alone.
Yeah.
Because people are hurting. You got the government shut down. You got our Hispanic community scared to go out the house because they don't know if they're going to come home. And the black people been scared to go out the house because we been not knowing if we going to come home. The white people scared to go out the house because they don't know how the other people going to feel about them.
Right,
you know what I'm saying?
Everybody is paranoid.
Yeah, exactly.
Social media don't make it any better.
Exactly. And then you had the dude who was unfortunately assassinated, Kirk. He's a white dude into politics.
Yeah.
And so that it throws everything off to where if you're in that hungry, looking for something state that makes you too desperate to listen to reason, the first step would be figuring out how to reach people. And I think that's what you're doing comes in at, because music reaches everybody. Yeah. But then you could use music to open the door to change in your mind. You know what I'm saying? So like, I think inadvertently one of the things that helped over the last year with just rap and hip hop is the whole Kendrick and Drake thing, where it's like when Kendrick kind of won that beef, not kind of, but when he won that beef, and
I was gonna say kind of.
Yeah, like, it wasn't kind of. When he won that beef and that battle, and his style of music became popular to kids who weren't listening to it. And you know, everybody listens to Kendrick and they want to break it down and figure out what the heck he's talking about.
Yeah.
So now you got kids doing that. So now there's more value in that because they know he comes from Compton. He's from the West Side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So he's talking like this and he's talking about this. Maybe there's something to it. So that's the first step. You got to find something that's going to that interests their purpose, and that's what's going to be the door past that starvation point, and that's what changes minds.
Yeah. Listen, I'm grateful. Where I don't think words is gonna express it.
Likewise.
When you solid, you solid, and I can count on a couple fingers. Like, I think you know. I think you know by now. Thank you for flying out from Dallas, Texas. You live in Dallas, Texas now. You're doing your thing out
Triple
there.
D.
And just pushing past like the communities that we grew up in and some of the things that we were taught, you know, and saying that there's a bigger space, there's a bigger world, there's a bigger platform for creativity. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important, that's special. And again, testimony. I say a walking testimony.
Appreciate it.
And that's what it is. So mental health through music and creative arts, we're definitely doing it. Please let the people know, how can they follow not just your music, but just your journey and everything you have going on?
I am on anything you can type in as Team Jesus Jeauxy. That's TEAMJESUS JEAUXY, the cool way. That's where you find me, and I do appreciate the time and the effort y'all put in to just making me feel special and getting the message out. So
we fooling with you.
Let's keep it up.
And we don't say that all the time.
I appreciate it.
Solid.
Likewise.
We out.
We ain't got everything we want, but we gon'
I'm Kamela Clark.
We ain't got everything we want, but we gon' be alright.